Hello everyone. In this video, I want to take a deeper look into Noteey's new version. They also released a video to walk through some of the new features that they provided. So what I'm going to do is in this particular format, I'm going to play their video. And when we see one of the new features, I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into it because I've seen some things that are not shown in the video that I want to talk about. So let's go ahead and play the video here. I'm not going to have the sound on, but I just want to show the actual features and then I'll dive into them and I'll talk to this here. So the first one's going to be the Markdown compatibility that they're showing here. And what they've accomplished or trying to accomplish here is better import of Markdown files. And they also have a feature there where you saw they had a zip file where you can import multiple files. But I want to walk through and show a little bit of something in the app that you might run into. So before we get into that next feature, let's go into the importing and the Markdown capability. Now, the one thing I want to show is that when they went through the example, they used this particular import for Markdown, going through the new content. But there is also a way that you get to import, and that's via the little drop down menu here where you click on the Noteey. You can do import, and I can come in here and I can import a file. So if we come in here, let me import just one of these here. See, I'm going to import that there. And let's go view. It goes to the library. This is the Markdown that was imported there. One other thing that they showed was being able to select a zip file and then unzip, and it will actually unzip the file and then import all of the Markdown files that are in there. And I want to say from this import within this menu, this does not work. So if I do an import there, what will happen is it will import it, but it imports it as a file. So if we see here, all it did was import the one file and it shows the link here. Now, if I go ahead and I do the same thing and using the method that they showed, and let me go ahead and delete this. We want to choose the new way to do this. Go import Markdown, and now we'll select the zip file, and we do that. It unzips and imports the Markdown files that were in there. So this works as you would expect and as the video showed. But I just wanted to show that if you use this particular import, the way they showed it does not work the same. It only works for single imported Markdown files. So maybe this is something that should be removed, being that it's right here in this menu out of the way. Maybe just removing that there to prevent any confusion might actually help. All right, so let's go ahead and get to the other feature here, which is transcripts for video and audio. This one here is a bit more straightforward, where basically you can take YouTube and also videos that you import that are local videos and audio, and you can add in a transcript file. You can get this in a couple different ways. So if you want to do it from YouTube, you can go to their app, and I'll go ahead and show that there. We'll stop the video and let's go to a board for my project here. And what I'm going to do is if we go and import a video, we can use this video that they have right here. We'll paste this in. And now that we have this particular video here, we can either go into the highlights there, or we can go ahead and we can send it to the side pane. Either way works. If we go into the transcripts section here, which is new, there's a import, and then below the import transcript, you have a visit our web tool to generate YouTube transcripts. If you want to generate the transcript for a YouTube video, we'll go ahead and open that up, and we will paste in the URL. We will say get transcript. It does the transcript. We can come in here and we can copy entire transcript. And we can either save that into a file and then upload it, or we can come in here and we can say import. And from here, we could, again, select this and import an actual file with that data in it. Or we can paste that and it will paste in here. Now, one thing you can see here with the paste functionality is that it actually pasted the information into the and onto the board. And it also, when it did this, it pasted in some markdown here, information from, I don't remember if this was from the markdown file we imported, but there is some markdown information in here that's showing. So the pasting of information into the transcript could probably use a little bit of improvement here. This seems to be more of a bug. We can delete that. And the transcript is here now. So if we were to come in here and we were to hit
Noteey
play,
version.
I will mute the sound. We have it on auto scrubbing, so you can see how it moves the little highlighted line when it goes through the video. You also have, and I will stop this, you have a search here where you can search through the video. One thing that I've noticed here, if I come in here and we have one word that shows up multiple times in here, that word is markdown. If I was to come in here and I was to select markdown, it shows all of the lines here with markdown in it. It only shows the lines that have the word in it. So it's not too big of a deal that it doesn't actually highlight the word, but just wanted to note that it will, from the transcript, out of all the stuff that's in the transcript, only the lines that have this word in it will show up here in this list. If I want to change or replace this word within the transcript, I can come in here and I can replace this imports, put an S on it, and we'll say replace all. And we can see that every line that had import is now shown as imports. So I will come in here and let's do find import, and I can change that back. All right, so that works as it should. You can also come in here, and if you want to highlight a particular line here, we can come in here and we can create a highlight from that. If let's X out of that one, go into the highlight, we can see that we have a quick note, or basically a highlight that we can now use over here, and we can put notes in. It puts a snapshot of the current place in the video. It has the little image there, and we can come in here and we can leverage this as well to be able to get back to the location that we were in. So let's say we're somewhere here in the video, we can locate and we can see how it went back to that location there. Okay, so the next one is improved text element interactions on the canvas. This one here is actually, it's self-explanatory when you go through and you see what they're doing here. But basically, the experience has changed a little bit and has gotten a little bit better. Mostly quality of life type features that have been added here. So if we pause the video and we come over here, now my default double click action on the board is for text objects. And this makes it really quick to go ahead and put text on the board. We can come in here, I can double click. We now can put arrows over to other objects on the board. And they don't have to all be text objects. They can be sticky notes and whatever else that we might have. And you also get, by default, you get to have a border. What's new is that they've added here a hide border or show border icon here in the little hover menu or the pop-up menu here when you hover over something. If you look at my background, you'll see that my background is gray, it's not white. That is on purpose because I used to double click and leave random objects all on the board. And before this feature with the default border, I used to have stuff on the board and I did not even know it. So if I was to come in here and I was to change this background back to white and I click on there, we can see that there's a border around it, light gray here. But previously, that border was not there. So what you get is this. And you can see how that object just disappears on a white background when it has no border, especially when the color is white. Now, if I change the object color to gray, it's easy to see. But if you have a white background, or if you have a transparent, go ahead and do that, then you will not see that object on the board. So having the default option of showing the border is a nice add. So the next thing on the list is that there's been some enhancements to the database table view. If we start the video here, we'll see that you're able to now add new objects into your table, not just by going to the new. You can come here underneath the table itself and add in your objects a lot quicker this way. And one thing here, if you didn't notice it here in the video, is that when you do this, let me come in here, we'll go into the table, test table here. When you click on this new content, one, you get options for a new card, PDF, video, image, and basically every object that you can add in here. And when you come in here and say we're going to add in a particular file, the options to either copy or link are here as well. They've really thought through this feature and made sure that we have all the same functionality as if we were adding in this stuff directly into the library. You also get to put in a URL for the PDF. And actually, you know what? I don't recall putting in a PDF via a URL. So this would be a good test for me to be able to go in and do that. So I'm going to take a sample PDF and I'm going to paste it here. And let's see what happens when I click import. I'm just going to copy it in. And it says invalid format. Let me try it again using, let's use this link here. And import. All right, there we go. So that one worked. And it actually, let me see if I come into the library, it did bring it into the library here. Okay. So different way of importing your PDFs that I did not know you can do a URL. So nice. Another thing in the video, they get into where you can now add in your properties directly into the table or the database, where before you had to go to the properties section up above. And we can come here and we can just click here on the little plus button now and add those in instead of going up here. So it feels a lot more intuitive being able to do it this way. The next feature is their customizable automatic backup intervals. This was a feature request that I put in not too long ago, and they quickly turned around being able to add this feature into the product, where we can now go into the backup section here and we can change the backup interval to be either 3 hours, 6 hours, 12 daily or weekly, where before it was the default, which is every 6 hours, where that might not be enough for you, or it might be too much. I think in here, it would be nice also to have a feature where you can clean up the backups, or you can set a limit on how many of these backups are stored on your disk. So if you tell it to do every 3 hours and only keep 5 of the backups at most, right? So once it hits 6, that 6 backup, it will delete 1 before or as it saves that new backup. So this is actually the last feature that they show in the video. The other one is the one that's listed here on the website within the feature and improvement list, is that they've improved the card titles, and they've basically, you can see here, they've increased the text and it is bold. So it's a lot easier to see the titles now. So this is a nice improvement. All right, so that's going to be it for this video. If you like the content, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And until the next time, have a nice day.